What's going on, guys? So the release is almost here. You might be watching this after the release. I wanted to give you guys some things that I think is really important. So we're going to give you 10 things to know for the release of Friday the 13th, the game. Alright, so number one, let's talk about the voice chat. The voice chat will be 3D, which, meaning, what this means is, like, you will know, like, which direction someone is speaking from when they talk. So basically, if someone's talking behind you, you will hear them behind you, or in front of you, or stuff like that. You get the point, which is really neat, and it's going to add a lot of immersion once again to the game, or letting you know where a survivor is just by listening to the direction of their voice. And this will apply to consoles too. Basically, any headset that's not mono is going to hear this. So what this means, like, you know, the headset you get with the PlayStation, where it's one little earbud, or the Xbox, I don't even know if the Xbox comes with one, but let's assume it's trash. That won't work because it's only mono-directional, which only comes from one direction. But a stereo headset or above, you know, obviously a surround sound would be the best case scenario. You will be able to hear exactly where someone is talking from, and that is going to be really, really cool. And that also works for Jason, so be aware. As for number two, a little different, but you know what? Worth mentioning, the ladies in Friday the 13th will have dynamic hair. Okay, so listen, detail matters, alright? And if you don't like dynamic hair, you don't like life. So that's something to look forward to. You'll be able to see some dynamic hair. Details matter, man, especially in a game all about immersion. Details matter. Number three, the odd face Chad has in, like, the intro scene from the beta was actually touched up to look much better. Like, that whole intro scene was basically redone, and it was more polished, obviously, which is what you would expect from a beta to a gold release. Though they decided to actually keep the odd face, and it was like a huge joke during the beta, so they actually kept the face. They just, like, made it more polished. With everything else, they made it more polished, but they still kept that ridiculous, I don't know, hopefully I'll have, like, a picture on the screen to show you what the new one looks like, and I don't know. I don't have a picture of the old Chad face, though. Actually, no, I probably do in the very beginning of this video, now I think about it. Yeah, the very beginning of this video, when you see the intro scene, and then Chad's like, ah, that's the old face, and then the new face will hopefully be on the screen so you guys can see it. But yeah, they just sharpened that up a little bit, which I thought was pretty funny, and I'm actually glad they kept it there. Quick update on that, I was not able to find the picture, I apologize, but we'll see it soon enough. Number four is more of a fun fact. Savini was the one who actually had the idea to, like, add the bird baths into the game. And so basically he was like, we should add bird baths, like, and then they were like, yes, basically. That's not how it went, but, you know, that's how I envisioned it, and that's how it was. So there it is. But so it's cool. So he thought of the bird bath kills and stuff like that. So it actually makes you wonder, what else did he think of? And the crazy things that go through his mind, that man, just be glad he doesn't torture people, because I'm sure he'd get creative. Number five, so this is a really cool one. Every Jason will have his own unique music. So what I mean by that is, like, Jason from, you know, part 2 will have different music than Jason from part 7, which just adds a different layer, again, of detail, and will add a little bit of immersion. And I'm just looking forward to that, listening to all the different Jason, you know, themes, and just a really cool thing. And I know you guys will notice it sooner than later, but I thought it was worth mentioning that every Jason will have their own music and everything, so not only do they look different, they sound different, and they kill different, and they're just different, and damn, I love that. Numero 6. That was beautiful. Drawers will now stay open after being looted. So basically, you would close the drawer and you're done with it, which just caused people to continuously go to the same drawer, and then, you know, just waste precious time. But now, that is a thing of the past, and this will obviously help ensure that people don't waste time opening previously looted drawers. It's an all-around quality of life update. So I'm really glad that that was put in the game, so we can look forward to, especially without, you know, voice communications. Not everyone's gonna have a microphone, especially on console. So we can expect, you know, this to help big time with people who are searching for, say, the fuse, that you won't just keep searching the same thing over and over. This will help narrow down, you know, where to search next, and if you're being chased by Jason or something out of a house, when you go back to that house, say the fuse house, for example, you won't end up doing the same thing over and over. So, once again, that's just a general quality of life thing, and I'm glad that they added it. Alright, so for number 7, this is a PC exclusive thing basically, but for a good reason. So the dev team added additional anti-cheat from like a third party, and anti-cheat is essentially to prevent hackers. You know, there's no doubt a lot of hackers on PC, and specifically free-to-play games. This is not a free-to-play game, so it wouldn't have that big of a problem compared to others to begin with. But just in case, they still got that extra layer of protection from a third party to help. So that's good to know for you PC people out there, including myself, that we won't have to worry about hackers, or hopefully it will take longer for them to find any exploits that they can take advantage of. So rest easy knowing that we don't have to worry about that, at least not for a while. And just really good, once again, quality of life things, and I think this is really important for us PC people especially to know that, hey, they got our backs with the hacking and stuff. So hopefully that holds up, and hopefully, you know, I mean, ideally in a perfect world there will never be a hack, but let's be honest, eventually someone will breach it. But like I said, they got extra backup, including their own, so you know what, that's really good to know, and I'm glad they decided to do that route. If you were a Vanessa main during the beta, cover your ears, because in fact, number 8, we talking about stamina. And what I mean is that stamina was actually tweaked after the beta for everybody. So basically everybody got reworked, and the regeneration rate for everybody was increased, including Vanessa. But the way they did it was so that Deborah, say, because she had only 3 stamina, I believe, she will regenerate much quicker than, say, Vanessa. So even though Vanessa can run distance, Deborah can have bursts that are a little bit, you know, obviously you're not as quick, obviously, but it will come back. So if Jason gets sidetracked for 20 seconds, congratulations, your stamina bar is full, now get out of my face. So this is really good for all non-Vanessa mains, and hopefully this means that not everyone is just going to use Vanessa. Like in the beta, it was pretty much 5 out of 7 counselors were either Vanessa, or all 6 or 7 of them were Vanessa, and hopefully this will cut back on that. All counselors now have a running chance. See what I did there? And I'm just happy to see that they paid attention to that, because in my opinion that was really kind of a problem, that nobody could use anyone other than Tiffany or Vanessa, and since no one unlocked Tiffany in the beta, we just saw Vanessa. So that's good to know that stamina was reworked. I don't know the exact details. We do have obviously the details that Deborah will be like quicker on the regen than Vanessa, and it's just an all-around balance change. I'm really glad to hear this, and obviously with traps implemented, we can obviously know that Vanessa once again will be easier to stop, and just in general, stopping Vanessa will be my favorite thing. If you use Vanessa, I plan on killing you slowly on a tree, maybe in the water, maybe both. Maybe I'll take the tree, throw it in the water with the sleeping bag, and slam you with it. I have no idea. I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out. With number 9, at first I was kind of like, I'm just kidding, I was never like that, because number 9 is about collectibles, and there will actually be collectibles you can find in the game that will allow you to, like, you know, listen or just see them in the menus. There will be a collectible menu, and you can actually see these things you find in-game, which is a really nice, you know, a nice touch for people who love extra objectives or extra immersion or just an extra, you know, something in the game. I'm usually not a big fan of collectibles, I'll be honest with you, but we know that they put a lot of effort into the stuff that they do in this game, so I'm pretty sure that these collectibles will be really neat. I don't know exactly what they'll be, but I do know that you'll be able to listen to some of them, so I imagine there'll be like tapes or something you can find, just like the Pamela tapes on YouTube. You can actually see like the, or you can listen rather, to what she has to say there, so I wonder if that is the quality that we can expect, and if it is, it's gonna be really interesting, because those were pretty good detail. Like, they were not a small amount of detail. Those are really detailed. I recommend checking those out on YouTube. And I'm just excited to think about it. And of course, that will be an extra trophy or achievement opportunity on console and Steam, obviously, with the Steam achievements. But that, if you're into that thing, so if you're a completionist, you'll really want to be looking for these things, most likely. And they will be a little more hidden, obviously. But once again, this is just a really nice addition that will help give the game just a little more spice. And I'm just always excited for things like that. It's a small detail, it's a big T-detail at the same time, because we don't know what it could add. We do know that you'll be able to listen to him, though. So, you know, I imagine there'll be a lot of lore stuff in there, and I'm excited, I'm babbling, so I'm going to go ahead and stop talking now. But yeah, number 9, collectibles will be in-game. That's awesome. And number 10, the game will support colorblind options. I know that this won't matter to most of you, but it's a very nice addition. It's something that is really overlooked. I mean, obviously, this doesn't affect me, and this probably won't affect most of you, but this is something that could affect people, and it's just nice that, in general, they thought about that stuff, you know, because games that don't include that, it just makes it more difficult for them to understand what's on the screen and stuff like that, and it will probably just be, like, HUD-related stuff, because that's obviously the biggest impact. You need to see what's going on. So that's something I thought was worth mentioning, especially if you do have colorblind problems. So thank you to Gun and Elphonic for adding that. It is a nice addition, as well as everything else we talked about here. So I'm very excited. And just a couple of bonus things. I'll just, you know, talk about these real quick. And these are release related. People were wondering why there was no pre-orders on console. If I had a penny for every time I was asked in stream why there's no pre-orders on console, I'd probably be able to buy at least 3 candy bars. So basically, there were no pre-orders on console because Gun and Elphonic wanted to get the game out as soon as possible to the fans. And on PlayStation, you need to wait at least a month for them to, you know, set up their store and stuff and set the pre-orders up. As well as Xbox, I'm sure was a similar deal, though I don't know for sure. Let's just go ahead and assume that Xbox was the same way, and that's why they didn't have it. So because they wanted to get it to us as fast as they can, they sacrificed the pre-orders. Now you could be like, well, that's stupid of them, and I won't say you're wrong. I feel like that was a little of a weird step, but obviously we appreciate getting the game a month earlier. So they will lose out, in my opinion, on a bunch of pre-orders because a lot of people don't even think that it's coming to consoles. I'm consistently having to tell people, guys, yes, it's coming out on PS4 and Xbox One. There's just no pre-orders on it. And people don't seem to understand this. So I hope this doesn't hurt them. I think it will initially, though. Overall, the game is so much hype, and of course, I've been hyping it forever. Everyone else has been hyping it forever. So, you know, the game will still do well. But that is why it didn't have pre-orders on console. It's not because they don't love us. It's because they do love us, and they sacrifice potential initial income to do that. Now, of course, I still think that the game will sell extremely well. And I'm willing to bet right now that PS4 sells the most copies just because PS4 has wanted a game like this since Dead by May. So, very interesting and something I thought I would share with you. And another one, many YouTubers and Twitch streamers actually got early builds of the game to play test. A lot of people keep asking me about this. And yes, a lot of YouTubers and Twitch streamers did get the early builds and they were able to play test it as well as, you know, play with each other. They were not allowed to stream or create content before the embargo date. So that's pretty neat, and I thought you guys should know that. Of course, even though I hyped them up for over half a year and before many of the other people, I didn't get it, but it's okay. It's okay. I get it. I wasn't one of them. I get it. But yeah, so guys, yes, I did not get it. I know that you guys assume I had it, but I did not have it, and even other creators assumed I had it too. So it was just kind of driving me nuts because I'm like, I don't have it. Stop it. So that was how it went. And, oh, another fact I forgot to add, by the way. This is actually a gameplay thing. So the rooms, you know, how, like the windows and the doors are set up, they are going to be procedurally, or not procedurally, they're going to be randomized, okay? I was going to say procedurally generated, but I don't know if that's the opportune word I was looking for. They're going to be randomized in the sense that when you enter a cabin, not a main cabin, but a, you know, the side cabin, the chances of you ever going into the same cabin twice are very, very low. Or so the devs have said, in the sense that they have changed the way the layouts will be every single time. So what this means is you might think that if you run to the back of the house, there will be a door or even a window you can escape Jason from, when surprise, there is not. There will be nothing. It will be the end of the bedroom. It will be the end of the line. It will be the end of Chad's life. Am I right? So, keep that in mind when you're exploring, that nothing will be the same except for the main buildings. Very interesting and a very good thing to know. I should have said that earlier because most people won't make it this far into the video. But yeah, very awesome fact is that you probably won't ever go to the same place that is the exact same twice. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed my 10 plus 3 things to talk about the game. I'm excited for it to come out. It's almost here. It might already be here by the time you hear this. I love you guys. Thank you so much. Make sure to subscribe. Make sure to like the video. Make sure to share. Goodbye.